Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Quant Network, QNT, really looking at the top-down analysis here on the higher time frame to look for them confluential market structures and the key Fibonacci levels as usual to look for them zones that we might want to be entering for them spot positions and them long-term holdings, because I don't know too much about Quant or the fundamentals, but I do know it has connections within the digital pound and the central bank digital currency narratives that might fuel the next bull run for crypto and the higher prices for Quant. So guys, if you haven't already, smash this video a like, it really helps. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you know about Quant, maybe you know something that I don't, and of course subscribe. Let's get into it. So when taking a look at Quant here in a little bit more detail, I am going to stick to the weekly time frame here because we don't have that much price action really to be taking it to the monthly time frame. So I do want to stay on the weekly time frame and keep that as our higher time frame analysis. And you can see since inception here for Quant, we've had this really key structural zone that we like to manipulate below once, twice, 3 times for the big deviation, 4 and 5, and we are now entering that zone again with the big bearish candle, breaker candle here coming into play. And I do think of course that's going to get filled. I do think the wicks below will probably also get filled. So on the higher time frame we want to be keeping that key level there on the higher time frame, just so we know as we look into the market in a little bit more detail, this is the key structural support at the minute for Quant. We can edge it down a little bit if you want to take it to these wicks down here, but that makes the zone a little bit bigger, but that might be useful. So we'll keep it as that for the minute for the Quant, and we'll delve into the Fibonacci and the key confluential market structures that we're seeing at the minute for Quant to look for them spot positions and possibly them spot buys. So what I'm going to do here for Quant is just look at the fixed range volume profile since inception of Quant all the way to the highs, back down to the current swing low back in June 2022. And what you can see is we are trading now at the highest point where most of the Quant is exchanging hands here, and this is what seems to be holding support at the minute. But you can see in the market here we do have a bit of a gap in this fixed range volume profile for the market to potentially come back down to. So if we do want to extend that big zone all the way to the bottom of that fixed range volume profile gap, I would expect that gap in the market to be filled. So what we can do is just move this zone a little bit further down just to fill that fixed range volume profile, and we'll get that off there and clean the chart back up. And you can see as we come into play now for Quant, if we are expecting a bit of a last dip in the market, looking for BTC to possibly head to that 24,000 zone as we updated in our last video, I think we would expect Quant to dip with the market, potentially even a little bit more, come in and fill these big bearish wicks, all of these wicks that haven't been taken. You can see there's at least 1 wick, 2, 3 wicks there to the downside that haven't been taken, 1 flush all the way to the bottom of here down to that fixed range volume profile gap would actually come in and possibly deviate below that range that we outlined again earlier for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deviations, then potentially looking for that upside move that we can be benefiting from. So now we have that key structural support zone on our chart marked out from the higher time frames. What we can do is just some work with the Fibonacci from the current swing low to the candle body high there, and you can see that the 786 retracement comes directly to the bottom of that big blue zone there, right there at around $73 for QNT. So I would outline that as a potential buy the dip zone. Obviously it's not financial advice, but that's what I'm going to be looking for QNT, possible 73, and that coincides with a nice bit of a fill of this inefficiency. So again, if we do want to just pop this blue zone a little bit lower and outline this inefficiency down here in the market at the 786 retracement as a potential buy the dip zone, we can keep that level on there. And all you need to do from there, guys, is sit back and wait for the market to come to you, because what you don't want to be doing is you don't want to be rushing into the market thinking, oh, we're going now. You really want to be looking for the market to come to you in every aspect of trading or investing, never rushing into the big green candles, waiting for the liquidations to happen, waiting for the market to hunt them stop losses, liquidate the people longing, liquidate the people shorting, and as the price gets down to this zone, you will have a lot of people starting to come into short, saying, oh, here we go, we're going to new lows for QNT, here we go, it's big bear market, and that's when I do expect a bit of a big bounce to come into play for the market. And you can see as it comes into that inefficiency, the bottom of the key zone that we outlined earlier, and the Fibonacci confluence. I think we're looking at a really nice psychological zone here for people to maybe panic sell and look for them whales and the big market participants to come into the market and sweep these lows and then look for them moves to the upside. So what I'm going to do now is just look at some potential Fibonacci targets to the upside if we do get this move to the downside. So to look for them moves to the upside, what I'm going to do is just a little bit of Elliott wave analysis. Really simple here, keeping it simple. What I'm seeing here for QNT is a really nice impulsive move off of the lows. I do think that is an impulsive move. It looks, I don't know, guys, if you don't think that's an impulsive move, I don't know what to tell you. It looks impulsive to me. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I guess we'll find out in the coming months, but it's looking really impulsive to me here for QNT, which we would be expecting a nice ABC WXY zigzag. We don't know what we're going to get, but I think here a nice corrective wave to the downside. I think we're looking at a nice possible 3 waves here, possible 3 waves here, and then looking for a potential 5-wave move back down for a 335 back to that key structural support zone that we outlined earlier. Come in and take that wick of liquidity that we can see on the lower time frame there. Everyone gets really bearish, and then we just pull the trend based Fibonacci's from the low to the high to a potential low, and the next zone that we want to be looking for is the 1.618, and that coincides with a nice look at all of this liquidity up here, guys, above these wicks, not taking all of those shorting stop losses, people not taking profits. I think we could be expecting a nice move from the lows around 70 to around 370. That would be a nice 400% move. It's a really nice move for QNT. Whether we go and break new all-time highs and go to them crazy targets of 800, we don't know, but then on the way up you can set your profit take zones, profit take zones, profit take zones, and where you're going to re-enter and have that plan for the long term. So that's the way I think I'm going to be playing it, guys, with no real position in QNT yet. I think the 70 zone, the 73 zone is the zone I'm going to be looking out for QNT for those spot positions and those long-term swing trades to the upside. And the great thing about this wave count for QNT is you can have your invalidations nice and easy below these lows. So you can set your invalidation probably at the bottom of this wick of liquidity down there. Nice 47, so you could possibly expect a 20% loss if your invalidation is going to get hit, but the move to the upside is really high. So the risk to reward, I think at the minute for QNT, not so great, but as we start to move back down to that 70 zone, I do think we are going to enter that zone where everyone gets really bearish, the shorters step in, we go for that short squeeze. It coincides with our BTC analysis as well that we did the other day, looking for that final dip lower. Whether we do get a bit of a spike in the short term, you know, we definitely could get a little corrective move like that to the upside and then go for that spike down. We don't know what we're going to get, but really patience is the game here. So sitting back, relaxing and letting the market do the work as usual. But of course, it's not financial advice. But guys, if you did like the video, give it a like. If you didn't, no problem. Comment down below, let me know some other altcoins that you want charting. I don't mind, anytime, just send me a message on Twitter or on YouTube. I will be looking to open my DMs on Twitter as well, so everyone can send me a message and just request a bit of chart analysis, and I think that's the way to go. So guys, yep, not financial advice. Sitting back, relaxing, letting the market do the work. See you next time.